the spiritual. Amen?
Amen.
So what the devil will do, he would use what we're looking at, and he would make it be so big in our eyesight, amen, that we think that God can't do it. But somebody say God can.
God can.
We put the majority of what we see in the physical as being a fact. What we see, somebody say, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
But that's not how God is. Amen. You have to get the mind and the eyes of God. God don't look on situations and things as man do. Amen. And a lot of times we look at the situation. It may be so hard that we think we can't get over it. Amen. Or it's so big that we think we can't handle it. Amen. But God don't look at the physical. He looks at the spiritual. But we need to stop looking at the physical and taking it as facts. That's why the Bible said that we walk by what?
Faith.
And not by
sight.
He's telling his people this, that we walk by faith and not by sight. When we begin to walk by sight, we get discouraged, we get depressed, we get out of the zone of walking by faith, amen? And we begin to walk by what we see. God is telling us on today, stop looking at what you see in the physical and start walking in faith and start walking on the promises of God, amen? And when you begin to walk on the promises of God, God will give you exactly what he promised you. Amen.
That's right.
So get your eyes off the enemy, and somebody said, get your eyes on God.
Get your eyes on God.
These eyes can be very deceptive because everything we see in the flesh is not necessarily going on in the spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Young people, please have a seat. What we're seeing in the flesh is not necessarily what's going on in the spirit. So what are you saying, Pastor Wayne? That's why it is so important to have a relationship with God. Amen? That's why it's so important to walk with God. Because what happens is the devil will put things in front of you that it looks like you're not going to make it. Amen? But if you have a relationship with God and you're walking with God, it does not matter what you may see in the flesh. Amen. When you're walking in God, God is talking to you in the spirit. Amen. So I know what I see, but I know what God is telling me. Amen. If you can get a person with faith to walk with you, they'll tell you, honey, it does not matter what you may see on that paper. Amen. What you may see on that computer. Amen. What they're telling you that you cannot have when you walk with God, it does not matter what man may say. Amen. It matters what God says in the spirit. Get your eyes off man and get your eyes, somebody say, on God.
On God.